Oh, wait. I can't see this. Odie. Click here at any time to view the posts on Restream. Okay. Okay, let's turn this light off. That should help reduce the glare. Okay. Closer. Closer. I guess that's better. Sharon, hello there. Okay, let's go live ahead of time. Let's get rid of this screen and let me go to, oh goodness. Here we go. Here we go. Let me put me in the corner. Where am I? Oh no, that's not what I want. Oh, good Lord. There we go. Up there. I'm great. How are you? Getting myself organized this morning. Did some household stuff like vacuuming and dusting and blech. And then I went out and got the mail. And my fabric is here for pandemic. Hi, Lori. How are you? I got such a glare on my screen here. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can get rid of this glare. Oh, hi, Teresa. Good morning. Hi, Susan. Good morning to you, too. Wow, we're getting quite a few people here today. Thank you. Thank you for that. Yeah, I'm starting a new project today. Like I need a new project, like I need a hole in the head. Yeah. I don't need the hole in the head, and I really don't need the new project. But hi, Jen. Um, I drank the Kool-Aid. I jumped on the bandwagon for a pandemic. And my Aileen, hello from France. Oh my goodness. Hi, Fran. Oh, wow. Oh my goodness, such a great group of people here today. Thank you all so much for stopping by. Susan, I really haven't come up with a definite plan schedule yet, but I think I can do Friday about this time every week. Hi, Mama Shayna. Hi, Susan. I'm reading all of them. Yeah, I think I'll make Friday mornings a regular, uh, well, let's see, it's actually lunchtime, maybe? Yeah, 12 o'clock. I think I'll make Friday at 12 o'clock a regular time. And I have to see what day, um, I have to see what day works better earlier in the week. Hi, Mindy. Um, I'm thinking maybe a Tuesday. Sharon, do you do Tuesdays? I can't remember what you're. I see you almost every day though. And I think Jules does Thursdays and Sunday. Oh, wow. Yum. Oh, Eileen, thank you. I am so glad you found my videos helpful. Are you watching me from Twitch or are you watching me from YouTube? Because, hey, Sharon, guess what? Guess what? I figured out how to use Restream and I am live on Facebook, not Facebook, on YouTube and Twitch at the same time. Oh, great, Aileen. That is fabulous. Now I know that it's working. Hi, Jules. Aw. Yes, Jules does Twitch. So, yes. So how about I set up for Tuesdays and Fridays about right around this same time, right around 12 o'clock. That seems to work better for me. That way I can get some stuff done in the morning. And if I have appointments, that can be done, hopefully scheduled in the morning. Um, it might get a little iffy the beginning of July, but we'll work with that as I get there. Ah, Teresa, you're on YouTube. Ah, yeah, you need to figure out how to come to Twitch. It's really fun. I kind of really like it a lot better than YouTube, to tell you the truth. Um, anyway, next week, I can't remember what day I have an appointment. I can't remember if it's a Tuesday or not. And if it is, we'll just readjust the time. Oh, good Lord. If I had a half a brain memory, I'd be dangerous. Yeah, but I do have an appointment on Tuesday next week, but I can be home for 12 o'clock. So that won't be a problem. Um, when it will get a little iffy is July the 10th. People who have followed me on YouTube, and I don't think I mentioned it here on Twitch, um, I've been having trouble with my left hand. I had, oh, hi, Caitlin. Thanks for dropping by. Nice to see you here. I'm going to be I have this little meager little start. I'm going to be start working on Pandemic today. I figured it's a good one to work on because I don't have to change any colors, and that's like wonderful. Um, but those of you who have followed me know I have had trouble with my left hand. I had surgery on my thumb last year to remove some arthritis, and now I have trouble. It's a FTT joint, I think they call it. It's in here, and I can't turn my hand like you normally can turn your hand like this. I can't do that with this hand. I have no strength in this hand. So I'm having surgery on that on July the 10th. So streaming might be a little haphazard for just a little bit, but we will try to get to a Tuesday and Friday schedule at about 12 o'clock. So hopefully that works for all of you. Oh, yes, I have arthritis. Yes. I had bone on bone in my thumb. So they did the surgery where they take the arthritic bone out and then they fill in the space with tendon, and that was fine. However, when I came out of the cast, that's when we discovered that there was more going on in my wrist. And it's swollen, and good morning, Aaron. It's swollen and it hurts most of the time, and I've had it injected, and that did help a little, but not so much. So I'm opting, rather than inject it again, I'm opting to have surgery again. Good God. Um, but this one isn't as bad as the thumb was. I'm only going to be out of commission with this hand for about 2 weeks. So, and then I'll go to physical therapy. So that's not so bad. So I can live with that. Let me go back here a little bit. I changed my setup here a little bit. You would not believe how I have this rigged. Yeah, okay. Sharon, I hope it helps. They can't make me any guarantees, but you know what? If I don't at least try, it's better than, because I can't put any pressure on like this part of my hand, this little pad here on the outer side of your hand. So, yes, the pattern is called Pandemic, believe it or not. Let me show you what it looks like. It's gorgeous. I love it. I love it. And you know what? It's, I have stitched for so long now on full coverage with all the parking and the what have yous. Let me see if I can get it on this camera. That I just need a break. There we go. There we go. There we go. So that's Pandemic. I'm starting down here in this lower right corner. So, and I'm going to do it all a solid color. This is Victorian Red, 25 count Lugana, and I'm using, because I happen to have a spool, haha, happen to have it, of 415. So it's going to be gray on red. I think it's going to turn out wonderful. What they're going to do, uh, how do you say, okay, anatize? I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I am terrible with name pronunciations. What they're going to do is they're going to go in from the back of my hand and they're going to clean out that joint, because what it is the tendons and the ligaments are torn. And that's why I can't do this with this hand. I can only go to here. That's all the further I can turn that hand. And it's all because the tendons and the ligaments are torn, and they can't really repair the tears, but what they can do is clean out all the debris that's probably floating in there. Um, there's also a ganglion cyst in there, and I hope they take that out. So we'll see. And anstis. Okay. I'll try. I'm terrible. I'm terrible. I may just call you A or Ann because I'm horrible with pronunciations. Aw, thanks, Sharon. Yes, ganglions are tough little stinkers, and probably since mine is not a hard ganglion, it's more of a fluid-filled ganglion. It's probably entwined through a lot of bones in there, and who knows what he's going to be able to do. So I just kind of have to wait and see um, what happens. Oh, Aaron, it'll be fine. Oh, thank you. Yeah, okay, I can't say the name of that disease of the wrist. That's what I thought I had at first when all of this started, even with my thumb, but it turns out it was just plain old Arthur. Plain old Arthur, you don't invite him to come stay with you, but he certainly does. Yes, they are Bible thumpers. Ganglions are Bible thumpers. They used to take those. They used to take a Bible and beat on it to break it up. Although I got so many puffy spots throughout my hand, I'm not sure which is the ganglion and which is the swelling from the joint being all messed up. See, what I did is and again, those of you who have followed me probably know this, but I fell down the steps at my daughter's house a couple years ago and fractured my ankle terribly. Now, I didn't fall down just one or two or three steps. I fell down the whole flight from the very, very top to the very, very bottom. And somewhere in that fall, I think I probably hurt my wrist. But, and it really didn't, probably when I was having trouble with my thumb, my wrist was also involved, but my thumb was so bad it overshadowed the wrist. And it wasn't until after I came out of the cast and was in physical therapy for my wrist that, because I couldn't do some of the exercises, the therapist stopped me and said, there's something more going on in there. So then we had to figure all that out. But so, as anyway, the whole point of that being, the beginning of July, this Tuesdays and Fridays might get a little kerfluffled, but we'll work that out. And as soon as I can, we'll get back to Tuesdays and Fridays. Well, stitching may have helped it along, or it may have not. I do stitch two-handed, but right now I'm stitching one hand, just with one hand, because I don't want to put the extra. I can only use this hand for a short period of time until I have to stop and go back to one-handed. So it may, over the years, I mean, I've been stitching, well, a long, 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 long time. And since I retired 7 years ago, God, 7 years ago already. Anyway, I stitch most of the time, so it certainly could have an impact. Oh, yes, hours a day, a blessing and a curse. You are so, so right. Yeah, so, so right. So, stitching may be part of the problem, but as I said to my doctor, if you think I'm going to give it up, you have another thing coming, because that ain't going to be happening. Well, we're hoping for a good outcome, so. Yeah, stitching keeps me sane, especially in these times today. Yeah, so that's my tale of woe. Oh, guys, I went through all of that too. Never had the hysterectomy, but I went through all that endometriosis stuff and painful periods, and oh, menopause was a blessing. And it really wasn't that bad. Yes, Susan, so do I. Eat, drink, and sleep stitching. It is my life. Right now, well, and since I retired, it has been. That's what I do. That's what I do. I get up in the morning, I do stuff that I have to, and some days I don't feel like doing any of that. So I come over here in the porch and I spend my day stitching my little heart away. You know, it's people said to me when I retired, "Oh, aren't you going to be bored?" I said, "Oh, hell no. I'm not going to be bored." I said, "I have my stitching. I can sit, I can do that every day, all day. And that is not boring. It is anything but boring." So I just continue to, okay, no wonder I can't see. Where's my other set of eyes that need to go on? It's like, where did the stitches go? Here we go. Mrs. Four Eyes. Yeah, my husband and I always kid and say we are Mr. and Mrs. No Life, because we're perfectly happy to be at home. Neither one of us really likes to travel much. Um, my husband being worse than I am, he really hates to travel, um, and he really hates to go in an airplane because of his ears. They kind of got ruined when he was in Vietnam. Um, so he can't stand the pressure changes. Um, okay, Karen, get with the program. Why are you having trouble seeing this today? Um, he can't stand the pressure changes. It just really bothers his ears. So, hmm yeah, it's the pressure. And then he really, I mean, he's bad, and his hearing is bad enough. But then after he's on a plane, it takes several days for his ears to open up again. I mean, and I always kid him and say, bottom line is he's deaf in one ear and can't hear out the other. Yeah, the one side he is just about deaf in. I mean, he has hearing aids, but yeah, right. Get him to wear them all the time, that like takes an act of God for that to happen. Although, when it's important, he wears them. Susan, you stitch, your husband naps. Oh, well, I stitch and my husband reads. Let me tell you, Kindle Unlimited, what did I get in the wrong hole here? Kindle Unlimited, that $10 a month is the best $10 I ever spent, because he has a Kindle Fire, and he sits at the kitchen counter at the island and reads all day long. All day long. I can't believe that he hasn't read almost every book at this point in time. Yeah. Yeah, he reads. So, the Kindle Unlimited option is really nice because you can read as many books as you want, and it costs nothing. I think he can download like 10 at a time, and once he's done with those, then he returns them and gets 10 more. And when I look at my Amazon account, there's pages and pages and pages of all the books that he's read. So it keeps him happy. That's what he likes. I do what I like, and life goes on. Here we go. Yes, Sharon, that is awesome that your hubby started stitching. That is so great. And he likes it. Yeah. What sort of books does he like, Aileen? He is obsessed with books about World War II, books about Vietnam, books, anything military, war related, the history type of things. Uh, he likes historical fiction. Um, Pretty much, he'll read anything. Yeah, and it's so worth $10 a month, because, oh my God, could you imagine if we had to buy all the books that he reads? It would cost a fortune. It would cost a fortune. Now, I just did order a hardcover one for him. Um, but it won't be out till November. Um, Brian Sanderson, if anybody's read his books, it's there's The Way of Kings. Oh, I forget the other one. But the fourth one in the series is coming out in November, and I ordered that for him because those he does like to read. If you go, Aaron, if you go on to Long Dog Samplers, their website, just search Long Dog Samplers. You'll go to their website, and then it's a download. Um, I think to what's the date today? I think today is the last day that it's free. So hop on over there. I think midnight tonight is the last time that you can get it for free. After today, you have to pay for it. It's called Pandemic. Yeah, let me look for you. Let me go here. Just type in long dog. It's longdogsamplers.com, and then it'll take you to their homepage, and right under there, new for summer of 2020, pandemic, click for details, and oh, the free is now over. You have to add it to your basket, and it's 22.50 in, I believe that's British pounds. So the free download is gone. Sorry you missed it. So it's 22.50 in I think that's the sign for British pounds. But it's a gorgeous design. Mama Shannon, yes, long dog samplers. Just it's long dog samplers, all one word, .com is where you can find it. And then it's right on the homepage. Yeah. You're quite welcome, Mama Shanna. I'm sorry you missed the free one. If she had it, it was just up for a week. And she put it out as free, um, just to give back because of all the things going on in the world today with the pandemic and all of that. So it was really extremely generous of her. And it is a gorgeous sampler. I believe the story was next year is her is Long Dog Sampler's 25th anniversary. And she created this design for that anniversary, but since decided that she would put it out for free because the world needs some joy right now. Yeah, you just missed it by a few hours. Yeah. And I keep forgetting that their time is ahead of us. So I'm in Pennsylvania. So right now it's only 12:30 in the afternoon here on the 26th. So I keep forgetting the 26th European time earlier. All the time zone things get you a little mixed up. But anyway, back to what hubby likes to read. Let me find that. Um, Brian Sanderson. It's the way of. It's a series. It's the Way of Kings, Words of Radiance, Oathbringer, and then there's a new one coming out in November, and I forget what it's called. I know I have it ordered for my husband, but it's a very good series if you like. Um, it's a little bit of fantasy and but it's really good. My daughter recommended it and he loves it. Oh, mama. Well, I'm so glad you stopped by. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really, really appreciate it. Yes. And you know what? This is an awesomely wonderful community. I love it. I was a little hesitant to start streaming here on Twitch. Um, had to get up my nerve a little bit to do it. Um, in fact, I was a little hesitant to even do the lives on YouTube. Uh, but I kind of got over that and found it to be rather fun. It's neat to be able to sit here and chat with people. So have a good rest of your day and a great weekend and all that good stuff. We hope to see you again. Yes, Stormlight Archives series. Just looked it up. Yes, that's the one, Aileen, and it is so good. I actually have it on audiobooks, so that's because I have to listen to books. I can't sit and physically read a book. I can, but that cuts into my stitching time. So I would much rather listen to them. Mindy, you have a great day and an awesome weekend also. And thank you so very much for stopping in. Yeah, yeah. We have to be productive, unfortunately. I kind of did a little bit of that this morning before I came on here and did some vacuuming and some dusting and what have you, and then I like to do stuff in the morning because then I can have the rest of the day to sit and stitch. Because, in all honesty, if I start stitching earlier in the day, then I don't want to do other stuff that I have to. Yep, chores before we go out and play. Yeah, just like when we were in school, homework before you could go out and play. Okay, Erin, we will see you too. You have a great rest of your day and a great weekend also. And I'm sure we'll get to talk to you before then, but good luck with your upcoming surgery. We'll keep you in our thoughts and prayers and everything. Hope everything goes well and no complications and you have a speedy recovery. we'll be thinking of you. And thanks so much for dropping by. It's wonderful. It's just, oh, it just does my heart so good. Now, the one thing I have to do is find a place to put my laptop that it's stable and I can see it a little better. Either that or find a way to make the print bigger. And I feel like I'm always going like this to see, to read. Oh, such is life. Well, if I was a little younger, I probably could see that no problem. But yeah, that's not the case. That's not the case. So, how many of you guys are doing pandemic? Anybody else doing it? Oh, okay, Sharon. Pick up Stormtrooper. You got to get that puppy done. And speaking of getting things done, oh God, I have a feeling Stitcher's Retreat is going to get uh, put put away for just a little bit until I get this thing started. Um, like I said, I really don't need this start. I really don't need it. But it's so pretty. And I had this awesome spool of gray. And it looks just wonderful with this red. Oh, it will be handy, Sharon. It's not going far. It's right here in the basket aside of the chair. Um, but what I'm going to do is extend my goal a little bit. And instead of having it finished by the end of the year, I'm going to go back to having it finished by my birthday next year. So I'll have about 1 year from now. Oh, good thing, Teresa. What kind of fabric are you going to use? Oh, Stitcher's Retreat is a fun stitch too. And you know what? It really isn't that bad. For a Heaven and Earth design, it really isn't that bad to stitch. Um, it has its places that are confetti heavy. Um, the worst being around the light and the tabletop, and a little bit on that dressing screen that's on the right hand side. But other than that, it really isn't bad stitching. I mean, you get into confetti, but it's not totally bonkers like some are. And you can you can work through it pretty easily. Like right now, I'm working a section underneath the table that they're sitting at, and it's pretty straightforward as to colors. I have long runs of black and 500 and with some other things interspersed, but it's really pretty easy stitching. Like I had no trouble getting 800 stitches yesterday. So it's not bad, not bad at all. Oh, that will be pretty. Oh, your hank of red silk. Oh my God, I love red. I love red. It happens to be, when it comes to stitching, it happens to be one of my favorite colors to stitch with. And I think that's what drew me to stitching this one on red with the gray is because I just love red. And this way, and I was really curious to see like the opposite. Instead of having the light colored background with the red thread, what will it look like to have the red background with a lighter colored thread? So that's why I switched it this time, just as an experiment to see. Oh, there you go. There you go. A gray fabric would be nice. Would be really nice. Um, I'm trying to think. You might have to go with a hand dyed to get gray. Now here was I'll show you this. This was my other choice that I really, really, really wanted to put this gray on this blue. It's called Crystal Twilight Lugana. And this gray would look rather awesome on that. And the sparkles are really nice. However, it's a piece of Picture This Plus, so therefore it was hand dyed and it's 28 count. But I do believe that the dyeing process, it shrunk some. And those stitches are so teeny. I test stitched, yeah, blah, 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 test stitched a little bit. Where did I? Oh, I think I took it out. Did I take it out? No. Here. You probably can't see it very well. There you go. But I did not like the way the stitches laid. And I wanted to do it over one. And the stitches, it was very difficult to see. B, the stitches looked awful. Because I think when it was dyed, it might have started out as 28 count. Now even up here, I did some over 2, and I didn't think the stitches looked nice at all. The fabric is gorgeous, but it's so hard to see. Even if I use my Dazer magnifier, it is so terribly, terribly hard to see. So I think I was rather disappointed because I really did want to use this. And I thought, oh, the sparkle will make it look really pretty. So I can't decide if it's the sparkle that's distracting from it, or if it's the fact that it shrunk and I can't, my stitches just don't look nice. And I'm not a sloppy stitcher. Like my stitches to look, like they're supposed to. Neat. Pretty X's. Yes. Yes. It is gorgeous, Sharon, but yeah, all that sparkle stuff really messes you up. And I thought, you know what? I'm glad I got 2 pieces that I liked, because I don't think I could, if I had to do this whole project on that sparkly stuff, I don't think I could. I don't think I would finish it. No, I don't, Fran. I don't think he has read anything by Mike Hicks. That's Jan's husband, isn't it? Jan Hicks's husband. I have to ask him, but I don't think he has. I'll have to tell him about it. Yeah, I thought that was Jan's husband. I knew he had written some books. I'll have to tell Glenn about it. Yeah, I think 28 counts okay, Sharon, if it doesn't have that sparkly and if it's not hand dyed that it shrinks. Like if you buy straight up from the manufacturer 28 count Lugana, I think that's fine. I've stitched on that without any problem. But I do think that this shrank from the dyeing to probably a 30 or a 32 is what I'm thinking. I honestly didn't count it out, but I kind of think that that might be the case because it is a bear, a real bear to see. I have a lot of trouble with it. Yeah, I think the sparkles, although they look really pretty, I think the sparkles don't help your ability to see it. Okay, at least not mine, you know. And these, there we go. These eyes are not getting any younger by any means. In fact, I probably need to get myself to the eye doctor and have them checked again because I do go every year. Um, but that was like next to impossible to do. I think now they are allowed to be open at a reduced capacity, I think. But I said the other day, the county that I live in has not opened up completely because we have too many community based um, transmission of the COVID. Um, so they're not, the governor is not letting us open up. So we're still in, some things can be open, but a lot of businesses and things have to stay closed. Like our hairdressers and stuff are not allowed to open up. Hence, you really have to excuse the due because I haven't been able to get my hair cut since the beginning of February, and now we're almost in July. Yeah, my hair haven't been this long in a very, very long time, and it's making me crazy. And I'm resisting the desire to grab the scissors and cut them myself. Either that, or I'm gonna soon call my hairdresser and say, if you come to my house for a visit, just for a visit, I will pay you very, very well to cut my hair. so, so we just have to wait and see what happens. But we're not allowed to open up yet. It's sad, but it is what it is, and you know what? We just make do. And I forgot what else my point was going to be there. See, I get off in a rabbit hole and then I forget what I was actually talking about. Oh, my eye doctor. So I think she just recently opened. So I think I can soon make an appointment because these old eyes aren't getting any better. I keep increasing the strength of my cheater glasses, or I resort to the big guy here, my Dazor. And most times it's resorting to the Dazor because the cheater glasses just aren't cutting it anymore. So I can, which is why I try and wear the cheaters like down here, so I can look down and see, but then I can look up and read that screen. It's because if I had the cheaters all the way up, I couldn't read the screen. And I do have to find a better way to set it up. I mean, I think I finally figured out a better way for my camera. If I tell you how I have it rigged up, you'll probably all laugh. But I have a light up here, and where my camera is it's actually taped here on the light shooting down. Oh, well, hello. Is it day? Oh, thanks for stopping by. We're glad to have you. You're from Malaysia? Isn't that awesome? Isn't that amazing how that just blows my mind every time I think about it? How communication has just flourished. Who When I was younger, if you would have ever told me that I'd be sitting here stitching on the internet and talking with people all over the world, I would have said you were nuts. Like, that's never going to happen. And now it's the reality. Oh my goodness. When I was a kid, I remember our telephone was a party line. There were like three other families on our line. So when the phone rang, if I remember right, I mean, I was rather young then, but if I remember right, everybody had their own certain ring. Yeah. And if you you go to make a call and you'd pick up the receiver and there'd be somebody talking, so you'd have to hang back up and wait until they were done before you could make a phone call. Yeah, our first phones was a party line. And then my father worked for, here in Pennsylvania, it was Bell Telephone Company, um, which now is AT&T, but this was Pennsylvania Bell Telephone Company. He got a promotion. So with that promotion, because he was on call a lot of times, we got a private line, and that was like a big do. But I remember as a kid, how a lot of kids always wanted to hang on the phone and be talking to their friends and all that. Well, I could was never allowed to do that, which I think is why. Hi Tracy, thanks for stopping by. I'm glad you made it. Yeah, I am not a big phone talker because we were never allowed to because of my dad's job. We couldn't tie the phone up for hours on end because, if he would get a call that somebody hit a pole and it had to be replaced or whatever, and they couldn't get a hold of him, well, that wasn't going to work very well. So we, if we made a phone call or if we got a phone call, it was say what you need to say and you're done. You can't, we weren't allowed to hang on the phone. And I think that's carried over to today. It's like, long drawn out phone conversations are, you know, not something I do. Yeah. Yeah, Sharon, Susan, yeah, that would happen too. Somebody would want to use the phone and they butt into your conversation and tell you to get off the phone. Yeah. Oh, those were the times. And to actually think that I hate when that happens. I keep on threading my needle. To actually think that we have gone from party lines and that kind of communication to cell phones and wireless and being able to talk to people around the world like this. I mean, who would have ever thought that? I would have never dreamed of that. Who'd have thought there would be things like Zoom where you can talk with people on the other side of the world and actually see them and talk to them and hold conversations for hours. It's come a long way in just our short lifetime. Yes, I do remember that, Tracy. Yeah, if your phone broke, you called them up and they brought you a new one. Oh my God. And you know what I really have to laugh at every time I see it on. No, I didn't either, Sharon. No, I didn't have my first computer until, oh my goodness, Jenny was in grade school. Yeah, and it doesn't cost us an arm and a leg for long distance anymore either. Yeah. Yeah, I was in my, well, let's see, I was in my early 30s when my daughter was born. So I would have been close to 40 till I had my first computer. Yeah, I would have been close to that because we got one um, so that Jenny could learn because they were teaching it, teaching keyboarding, which I guess was equivalent to typing when I went to school. Yeah, but who would have ever thought what we have seen change in this lifetime? I mean, I can remember as a kid, we only had black and white TV. We didn't even have a color TV until I was in my teens, I think. We had black and white. They had the rabbit ears. Yeah. Well, you know what, Sharon? I was um I was in all college prep classes because I knew I was going to nursing school. And they offer where I went to school, where I grew up was Reading, Pennsylvania. And that high school had classes just for college prep kids to learn how to type. So it was a basically it was a typing class that was just basically to teach you how to type. And we had, they called it note hand instead of shorthand. So it was similar to shorthand, but a little bit different. And it was just basically so that you could learn how to take notes when you went off to school. Well, and those classes were fine, and I was doing very well in them. However, my dad was promoted and we had to move. So I was a junior in high school, almost finished with my junior year. I think I had like 2 months left, and we had to move. And the school that I went to, they had no such class like that. So I had to go into a regular secretarial typing class. Oh my God. I was so lost. I was so far behind. In fact, I think that was the only class I ever failed in my whole life because they had to type like 100 words a minute. Well, I was lucky if I could type 100 words in 10 minutes. Oh, it was terrible. It was terrible, but you know what? It is what it was. And they didn't have anything called note hand in that school. So I got put into a regular shorthand class and was so terribly lost. Oh, it was not fun. Now the bright side was in my other classes, like you had the math and the history and all of those other classes. The school I went to before we moved was further ahead in those areas than this school was. So it was a piece of cake. And um, actually like the number of credits you needed to graduate was different. So I technically could have graduated at the end of my junior year and would never have had to take a senior year because I already had enough credits to graduate. But of course, you needed to go. So you had the hours. Yeah, Susan, I never even got to 75. It was terrible. Yes. Yeah, those were the days. And then think, my goodness, think where we are today. All the things that we have seen change in our lifetime. It's just amazing when you think about it. But I love it here. It's fun. It's fun. It's great to be able to interact with you guys. It's awesome. Now I should, before I forget, and I wanted to say this in the beginning and I didn't. My last stream dropped off. Boom, all of a sudden. I think I was in the middle of saying something, and the next thing you know, I see on my computer your streaming has stopped. And I go, what the heck? Here, what happened, and I want to, yeah, it's still good. I want to check. Here, what happened, it was a technical thing, and I think I have it figured out now because I'm still good. My, I have two ports on my laptop that take that new plug that all the new electronics are using. And what I did is I plugged the power into one of them and I plugged my hub into the other one. Now my hub has my camera plugged into it. Because of the connection, I couldn't plug my camera straight into the laptop. So I needed a hub to make that transition. Well, since the camera must have drew too much power. Oh, hi, Rebecca. Thanks for stopping. Glad you're here. Um, the the camera must have pulled all the power out of my laptop battery, and the cord that charges couldn't keep up with it. So my laptop, when it shut off, and I suddenly went, poof, you're gone. My laptop only had 2% battery left in it, and I think, and that's why it ended so abruptly. So what I have this time, and it seems like I still have 100% power, which is awesome. Um, I have the power and the camera plugged into the hub, and then the hub plugged into the laptop. So I think that that's going to be okay because it doesn't appear that the camera is draining the power from my laptop. It's taking it right out of the hub. So, but that's why I ended so abruptly, and my apologies for that. I felt so bad because that's like the second time it happened, and I went, oh my God, these people are going to think, what for kind of idiot is she? She can't even hook things up right. And no, I couldn't hook things up. I didn't hook things up right, um, because that wouldn't have happened had I known better. So now and I even checked with my son-in-law, who is he's a techie. He's a software engineer. And I asked him, I said, why is my laptop draining down to nothing? And he asked me how I plugged it in. And he said, well, that shouldn't really matter whether you have the power plugged in directly to the laptop or that you take it through the hub. It really shouldn't matter. Um, but obviously it does. So I don't know if that means there's something not right in my laptop that it does, that it drains like that, or if that's how it's supposed to be. But anyway, we're good this time. I see the battery life is staying right exactly where it needs to be. Hey, Ann, thanks for dropping by. Good to see you today. Hope you're having a good one. So, at any rate, my apologies, and I will try very hard to connect things correctly so that I don't randomly disappear on everyone for no apparent reason and be in the middle of something and um, drop off. So that is why that happened. So I believe it's resolved because I really didn't want to have to lay out a bunch of money to get a desktop, because then I would have had to rethink everything as far as streaming is concerned, because it's like, okay, I prefer to sit in my recliner chair because I have back issues. And, oh, hi, Holly. Apple told you the laptop's charging is designed for the laptop and the smaller plugged items. Okay, so I guess that means, Holly, does that mean that I just really do need to, when I'm streaming, plug the power into the hub so that it charges or so that it runs the camera? Yeah, larger things just draw too much. Okay. So I think this way, with it plugged into the hub, is fine because it's drawing power. It's not drawing the power off the laptop. Thank you for that. That makes sense. And I drank the Kool-Aid, Ian. I started pandemic. Yeah, I needed something different from Stitcher's Retreat. Did I need another start? No, I did not need another start. Do you think there was enough in my basket already? There is. Yes, I was going to do that on a blue fabric. However, the blue fabric I got was 28 count. Here, I'll show you. And it's very pretty. It's all sparkly and wonderful. It's called Twilight Blue and it has all these sparkles in it. And it really would have looked nice. However, let me get up here. Look at that. My stitches look like crap. There's no way. It was 28 count. I believe the dyeing shrunk it to like 32 count. The stitches look awful. So I said, we'll have to save this for something else. And I can, with the sparkles, I can hardly see the stitch on it, even with my magnifier. So it's going to get put away for something else. At some point in time, it will go into the stash pile. Yeah, Sharon, some of the chat is coming from YouTube because I'm using that restream and I'm actually live on YouTube at the same time as being live here on Twitch. So that's maybe why you're not seeing. You may only be seeing the Twitch chat and not the YouTube chat. That could be. Because this is the first time I've done that. So for me, I think I'm seeing the chat from both from both places, which is really kind of nice because I'll let you know, but I think what it's going to do is save me from having to upload this to YouTube. It should hopefully go right into YouTube and save there as well as being saved on Twitch. I think. I mean, I hope that's the case because that would be like really wonderful because we all know how long it takes for stuff to upload to YouTube. It takes forever sometimes. Oh, it's a mother of pearl. And I do forget where I got it. I have no idea. Yeah. The last time I uploaded a live from one of my live from Twitch onto YouTube, well, it only took a half an hour, but still, that's a half an hour that your electronics are tied up. Um, yeah, it does look pink, but I think it's a mother of pearl. It shines. Oh, no way. days later, it was still uploading. No way. Oh my God. You know what? I'd have canceled it and said that with it. Oh my goodness. See, that's way too long. Oh my. Yeah, that's not, yeah, that's not right. And I get some of it depends on your internet speeds, um, how good your internet is, but really, yeah, live and learn is right. Absolutely. 'Cause yeah, that's just way too long. Yeah, normally mine goes about on a good day. It goes about an hour, anywhere from a half an hour to an hour to upload, which in the, oh crap, what did I do? Yeah, don't do that, Karen. You got to go down here and go around. Um, that's not too bad. And I have um, Xfinity, their Blast internet, which is one of the higher speeds, and I keep that one just because I can upload and download faster. So it depends on your internet connections and the speed of your internet and all that good stuff. But I'm hoping with doing this through um, Restream that I'm not going to have to upload anything. That it's just going to automatically, when I finish, it'll automatically save there. Let's just hope that that's the case. So, and what else I wanted to tell you guys is if there are things that I have a lot of tutorials on my YouTube site, which is, if some of you don't know, it's needlebug, but it doesn't have the 68 behind it. It's just plain needlebug. I have quite a few tutorials on there of how to do things like how to stitch on the diagonal, how to start threads, how to end threads, how to stitch on linen, blah, blah, blah. But if there's something that you folks want to learn or want me to demonstrate or show you how to do, I am more than, okay, come on, come on. I am more than happy to do that. Um, that's one of the things I really like to do is teach people how to do new things, um, because I really think we need to keep this craft alive. We don't want it to get lost. And I think there is a resurgence, or there will be a resurgence of cross stitch. Um, I'm hearing a lot of people say, and I was listening to Kitten Stitcher the other day, and she was saying how, uh, yes, Susan, I did Hardanger lessons. Yeah, yeah, they're over there. They're on my YouTube channel. It's just the basics, but it's enough to get anybody started in how to do it. Um, But Teresa was saying she felt like there's going to be a resurgence in cross stitch, that with all the pandemic issues and that sewing has been gaining in popularity, that a lot of the places that repair and service sewing machines are getting, overloaded with work. Now, that could be for several reasons. I mean, pandemic has caused businesses to shut down. I mean, look at all the people that are on unemployment and don't have sources of income. So, are people going back to sewing as out of necessity? Do they need to start making their own clothes because affording store-bought clothing is going to be getting expensive um, for them with the income loss? Are they going back to sewing because it's a hobby, and maybe they're making quilts and it's helping them to occupy time? You know, what There could be any number of reasons. And because that type of, sewing itself is kind of coming back into its own, is cross stitch going to come back into its own? I think we're seeing some of the people that I've talked to that have cross stitch places um, have been kept really busy through the pandemic with online orders and what have you. I mean, um, Teresa Kitten Stitcher said that she's been having a lot of online orders that she's had to fill and get out. Um, so does that mean that that could very well mean that cross stitch is going to be popular again? And to think, I don't know, maybe the big box stores are going to miss the boat there, because last I heard, Joann's was really slimming down their variety of cross stitch things. Um, I haven't been there for a while, obviously, because we're on stay at home. Um, but the last time I was there, they had thread, but they had virtually nothing in fabric. There was hardly anything there. Patterns, there was hardly anything there. Even your accessories like um, needles and uh, floss cards or floss away bags or whatever was just very, very limited as to what was there and what they had. So now I haven't been to Hobby Lobby, nor have I been to Michael's. They were usually not places where I shopped. Um, I actually tend to buy most of my stuff online. Yeah, I'll order online anymore before I run to Joann's, to tell you the truth. Yeah, you're right, Teresa. You could go to Joann's and you could buy yards of fabric for cross stitch right off the bolt. You could buy the whole bolt if you wanted to. Um, and I haven't seen that there well, like I said, I haven't been going there uh, because they really don't have much of anything. Uh, but yeah, there were times, and they've really cut back on what they had. Like I said, I order most of my stuff online because I really don't have a local to me needle workshop. 123 Stitch, yep, is where I order from all the time. In fact, that's where this fabric is from. Um, if you listen to Country Stitchers on YouTube, there are two shops. Well, there's one shop over near Lancaster, uh, Stitches Unlimited, and I have been there. And they were more of a needlepoint shop instead of a cross stitch shop. They are getting in more things for cross stitch, but the big but, there's always something when you say but. I I just can't find the stuff I want there because I do mainly I do mainly full coverage anymore. So, I mean, what I really want is floss, and that's okay, but if I wanted any specialty threads, they have some. Um, I don't think I could have gotten this fabric there and walked out the door with it. They would gladly order it for me, but okay, I'm just like every other stitcher. When I make up my mind, I want it yesterday, not in 2, 3 weeks. Yeah, I think they are having a thread sale over the 4th of July. Price is too low to mention. Yeah, and I haven't been in Michael's in a long time, very long time. And I haven't been to Hobby Lobby either in a long time. Um, I guess I'm just getting spoiled, and there are a few online places that I deal with, and that's really where I order most of my stuff from. And in all honesty, since I'm doing full coverage, it really isn't all that often that I'm ordering stuff because full coverage takes forever. That, I don't have a need, and I have enough stuff here that I could probably open a shop. Oh, okay. They're 5 for $2, Holly. Well, that's a good price considering most places. Yeah, me too, Susan. Just bring it to my door and drop it off, and I'm a happy camper. Then I don't have to give up stitching time to go run and find something and get to Joann's, and it's just that one color of thread you need, and they don't have it. They're out of it. Or then you run over to Michael's and, oh, they're out of it. And you end up coming home and ordering it online anyway. Oh, really? They have Zweigert prepackaged. Well, that's nice. I wonder, is it bigger cuts or is it just like the standard cut? Because see, there again, silly me, who is a go big or go home project person, needs big pieces of fabric. And pre-packaged things aren't always big enough. So I usually don't order anything less than a half a yard. And most times I order by the yard or multiple yards because the pieces that I do take big pieces of fabric. I mean, I'm doing this pandemic 25 count over one, and I ordered a half a yard. Now it's going to be a little bit extra, but wow, I mean, that's wow, expensive. Yeah, I have a friend in Australia, and she was telling me she pays, I want to say $1.50 a skein for DMC. I think that's what it is, and I can't remember if that's $1.50 American or $1.50 Australian. But even so, that's getting up there. I mean, the prices in the US are going up too. A lot of places you can still get it for 56 cents, but now I've seen places now that have it up to 77 cents, I think was the last one that I saw. So it's getting more and more expensive. Yeah, isn't that true, Eileen? DMC is French, and you look at the price you have to pay in France. 15 by 18 cut of 28 count, Teresa. Okay. Hi, Jennifer. Pandemic, absolutely. That's what it is. That's what it is. Yeah, and I know DMC was sold, it was bought out by someone, I believe. And I don't know if it's just me. Oh, I have CXC floss, Sharon. I have a full set. I like it. Ah, Jen, you have to show us. Yes, Sharon, I like it. In fact, that's what I was going to say. Um, I don't know if it's just me or not, but I really feel like the quality of DMC is getting lost. I don't think it's the same as it used to be. I find that, like that thread I just ended, and I don't make my thread super long. I mean, okay, this might be a little longer than I normally would, but yeah, it's probably a little longer than I normally would make it. But till I was done with this length of floss, it was all fuzzy. It was getting all fuzzy. It was getting to the point, I don't know if you can see it on this one, but it gets to the point where it's going to start to fray and pull apart. And I never had that happen with DMC before. I think the quality is just, pardon me for saying it this way, but it's just going in the dumper. I don't think it's near as good as it used to be. Yeah, CXC floss is just another brand of floss. It's not readily available in the United States. I ordered mine from the factory shop on AliExpress. And yes, it does come from China, but it is, I feel like it's a better quality. It doesn't fray on me. I haven't used it a whole lot. First, let me say that. Um, but what I have, the little bit that I have used it, it seems to be a much nicer, nicer floss. It doesn't fray. I don't get as many knots with it. Um, the colors are numbered the same. They're the same as DMC, and I'm trying to remember what I paid. I want to say let me go into my mail. Search AliExpress. Okay. I want to say the order is almost finished. I'm trying to find my order. Okay, where is it? For a full set, 447 colors. And it's the newer runs of that brand, because it has now the two labels on it like DMC, was $38.98 for 447 pieces. And I ordered from the factory shop on AliExpress. Now, I will say it did take a little while until it got here, but seriously, 38.98 is an awesome price. Now, I did get some, okay, what is her name? Um, Crafts, no, Crafts, and I can't remember. If you go, there's a Facebook group, CXC Thread Lovers. Join that group. And in there, in the file section of that group is a list of all the places that you can get um, CXC thread from. And there's a place in England. Files. Yeah. Thread sellers. I also Cross and Crafts. Okay, she's in the UK. She ships internationally. I also got some from her. Um, It was a little bit more expensive than the factory shop, but it's just as good. So I have like two skeins of every color. So I could start, you know, I could start projects and unless I'm going to be doing a big heaven and earth design and not necessarily run out. So here, her full set of CXC for $447 is basically the same price as um, AliExpress, $38.50. Now, what I also got is CXC does not have the first 35 colors, those new colors 1 through 35. So I got those from this Cross and Crafts, and it's called AMO thread, and that was 45 cents a skein, which is still way cheaper, way cheaper. If you want to order just specific, say you're going to kit up a project, say you're going to kit up a heaven and earth, okay? And you go through the thread list and you know how much you need, you can get 100 skeins for 24 cents each. If you're going to go over 100 skeins, they come to 23 cents each. So, you know, either one, I've had great success with both those places. I haven't had any problems ordering from either one of them. So that's where I know you can get it. So join the Facebook group. Um, CXC Threads Lovers. Yeah, if you buy a full set of DMC, um, you're talking a couple $100. A couple $100. I can't remember if I've seen it for, I don't want to say but I know it's a lot more. I mean, when you can get 447 colors for basically less than $40, that's a deal. And it's nice thread. I really have no complaints with it. I'm just getting tired of DMC. I mean, I use it. I have a ton of it. I'm not gonna throw it away, that's for sure. Um, I just get tired of dealing with it fraying and splitting and doing all that stuff. Yeah, it is a great deal. It's, so okay, so you order, even if you order a full set, that's $40 basically, and probably some shipping. I forget what the shipping was, but still, if you don't like it, it's not that big of a loss. Oh, it's $54 off Amazon Prime. Oh, okay. Yeah, think some people did order it through Amazon. I think they do have the CXC. And I think from what I've experienced, the CXC is a bit thicker. Like I've noticed DMC seems to be getting thinner and thinner, especially like your black is really thin. And there's some other colors that are really thin. Um, and they didn't used to be. They didn't used to be. And your CXC is thicker. It has more, how can you say? It has more body to it. So if I would have had, I wish I could have gotten some of that in a cone. If I wouldn't have had this whole big cone, I'd be doing this in CXC, but you know, I have this cone sitting here, so might as well use it up. I mean, it's going to be plenty for this design. It's not going to be a problem. So I'm going to use that. Yeah, Holly, I think you're right. It is listed under friendship bracelets. Um, but it is, I don't have a problem with it. And for the cost, you can't quite beat that. Now, since it's not, you can't just run to Joann's or Hobby Lobby or Michael's or wherever to get it. You have to like plan ahead and order it because it's going to take about a month. If you order it from the factory shop, it's going to take about a month to get here. So you have to pre-plan, and when you're pre-planning, make sure you order enough of the colors. Factory shop, you can get the full set, or you can get just the colors that you need. They work with you, and I only dealt with them that once, but from what I hear, that is the better place to order from because he does work with people. Oh, I would think you could get it in France. I wouldn't know why not. Yeah, cones you can get from 123 Stitch. You can order them through Joann's. I believe 123 Stitch is a little bit cheaper. Oh, hi Pascal, how are you? I'm fine. I'm just fine and wonderful. I'm doing more yakking than stitching, but that's okay. It's rather fun. And this is rather cool to be live on both places at the same time, Twitch and YouTube. It's kind of neat. I'm liking it. I'm really liking it. But like I said, if you guys want help or instructions on how to do some things, I am more than willing and happy to do that. We can do some demonstrations here. I don't have a problem with doing that. I believe that I can, with the way I'm rigged up now, I believe I can get, in close enough for you to be able to see how I do some things. And like I said, I'm not a professional. I am just your average Joe when it comes to cross stitching. I basically taught myself. I did do some work. Oh, Pascal, you're quite welcome. I hope you found them helpful. Oh, crap. Did it again. See, I look up and away and then I miss the hole. I hope you found them helpful. And like I said, I will be happy to do live. Yes. Fran, you are absolutely right. That's the same issues I have. Okay, Sharon, thanks for stopping by, and thanks for all your support and everything with you and Jules while I'm doing this. So have a great rest of your day. I'll try and catch you on Sunday. and drop in on yours. And everybody, if you have not subscribed to O to Be Purple, please do. She has a great stream, so and a lot of fun. So subscribe to her also. Um, and Jules, Stitching Jules, um, you got to subscribe to her. She's fabulous. She's a lot of fun too. So um, we're trying to get things between the three of us. I think we're trying to get cross stitch and full coverage type stitching moving here on Twitch, and that's it's kind of fun. Yes, our community is rather great, Sharon, isn't it? It's a lot of fun. I'm still figuring out things here on Twitch. I know that, yeah, we're trying to go full throttle. That's for sure. We're gonna get our own little new community started over here, and everybody is welcome. I don't care who you are all welcome. We try to have a lot of fun. We talk cross stitching and anything else that most other things that happen to come up. You tried to send a raid party, Sharon. Oh my God, who knows about that? You gotta. Someone has to fill me in on that. Okay, have a great day, Sharon. Get your stuff done. Oh, and I have no idea what raid party means either, so we'll have to check it out. Watch out for the Sandman. Okay. Yep, I'll catch you Sunday. Thanks for stopping by. Oh yeah. Yeah, if you don't subscribe to Sharon, you gotta subscribe to her channel too. Oh, to be purple. It's a lot of fun. Arca Blue, the raid was successful. I'm not sure what a raid is. I guess I have not explored Twitch enough to know all those little details of raids and all that stuff. I basically came on here and set up an account and started live streaming and haven't figured out all this other stuff. I guess I have to play around a little bit to find out what that is. So, uh, and hosting other, oh no, I did it again. Oh, okay. All right. So if Sharon was gonna stream after me, then I could send all my viewers over to her channel. Got it. Got it. I haven't figured out how to do all that kind of stuff. So I might have to play a little bit. And actually, when I'm streaming, I don't even have Twitch opened up on my computer. I'm doing this all from Ecamm because I have a Mac. So I'm doing it all from Ecamm, and I send it to Restream, and then Restream sends it out to Twitch and to YouTube. So, I mean, that's what I'm doing today, and so far so good. It seems to be working because I'm seeing comments from YouTube, I'm seeing comments from Twitch, and all is well. Okay. So, let's see what time of the day. 2 o'clock. Holy smokes, I've been on here for 2 hours. Wowzers. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So I guess I'm sorry for those of you that just got here, but I think I'm going to give it an end right here and bid you all farewell and thank you all so very, very much for stopping by and stitching with me and having a chat with me and giving up your precious time to be in here and spend your time with me. I really do appreciate that. I appreciate each and every one of you. You're all great. Um, Thank you so, so very much for stopping in. And like I said, if there's things that you need to know or want me to demonstrate, I am happy to do that. So we will look at Tuesdays and Fridays around noon to be the schedule. So come with your questions, get them all ready. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. And I look forward to seeing you all on Tuesday. Thank you so much. Till next time. Whoa! What was that? Yes, I had a blast too, Fran. Thanks. Okay.